Welcome to Black Tales Infinity. I'm your host, Cronus, and it's just me today for some very unfortunate circumstances that I'll get into in a little bit. So, sorry, it's just me. Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con anyway, is tomorrow. And so I decided to do at least maybe a short podcast before the event, because y'all know me, I don't like missing podcasts at all. I don't like it when we miss a week. Yeah, so it's just me. If anybody else wants to join that I know of, we can do that. But yeah, for now, I'm just going to keep it rolling, and we'll give. I'll tell you what's up with the other cast members. So first of all, Prodigy is just too tired. Apparently, when you're busting seedless nuts, it takes extra energy. I have no idea how that works, but apparently that's how it works. Blue is working on some job stuff, so he won't be on. And unfortunately, Old Ninja's father passed away, so that will be an RP that I will I'll talk about a little bit. Obviously, he'll give a better RIP next week when he's here on the podcast. But I can tell you that as we age, sorry, I'm going to start this off with kind of a bummer. But as we age, this kind of shit happens. Unfortunately, both of my parents have passed away, and I know likely what he's feeling right now, and it's a feeling of numbness when you get the initial shock of when somebody you love passes away, and there isn't a lot that you can do or say to somebody in the initial impact that will really help them out. I went through it years ago, and I'll tell you a short story of when my dad passed away. Not to take away with what Old Ninja is going through right now, but when my dad passed, this was years ago. I think I talked to him like the day before he passed away, and I heard from my mom, and him and my mom were not on good terms. But she called me and said that she heard that my dad had passed away, and I kind of didn't believe her. I was just like, first of all, you don't even like really talk to the guy, and second of all, like, why would you even call me to tell me that? Yeah, so I called some other people that I knew that knew my dad. I think I called my stepmom, and she answered the phone, and I could somebody else answered. I think somebody else answered the phone, and I could hear her crying in the background, and I was like, fuck, I remember, like, right when that happened, like, all my emotions just kind of went on pause, and I didn't know what to do. I was lost for a minute, and I remember I was living in Irvine, California at the time, and my dad was living in Oakland, and so I hopped into my car and I drove from Irvine to Oakland, which is about 350 miles away. Remember, I didn't cry the entire time up there, and that's not to say like I was being some manly fucking stoic bullshit. No, like I literally didn't know how to process what just happened to me. And I got there and I saw my stepmom and she was crying, and that's when like it finally hit me that my dad was gone. And it sucks. It's one of those things about living is like, first of all, we're all gonna die, which sucks, and then second of all, like people that we love are gonna pass. And there's no easy way around that. It's just, it sucks. And so my thoughts and feelings are with O Ninja, and I'm really sorry that his dad passed. If y'all pray, please pray for him. He's gonna need it. It's gonna be some hard times for him and his family. But yeah, I hope that he has some good memories with his dad. It's actually one of the things I think about when I'm parenting my kids is, am I leaving good memories for them for, the day that I eventually pass? Because I'm not going to be here forever. So yeah, I'm going to stop now because this is a fucking bummer of a start to the way of the podcast. So on to some lighter notes. Sorry to do like the hard thing, like onto the weather thing, like from the news. But San Diego Comic-Con 2023 is upon us. Technically it started today, but I had to work today, so I didn't go today. But I will be there tomorrow. and I will be meeting up with some me and Prodigy are both going tomorrow. I think you'll be there like around 1. I should be there like around 10. Tomorrow, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a press event for Anna Mayhem. I had to check and make sure before this podcast that I could even talk about it because it was embargoed. But it's not under embargo anymore, so I could talk about it. So Hulu is doing a big push with all their animated content, which they have a substantial amount now, which I was pretty impressed by. And they basically took over, I think it's one of the piers that is there. Let me see exactly. Yeah, it's the Bayfront parking lot where they're going to be. So if you're there at Comic-Con, go to the Bayfront parking lot and you're going to see a pretty cool setup. They have the tower that was in Futurama is going to be there. They have a couple other things that are basically like kind of like set pieces in real life that are going to be kind of cool. They're going to have solar opposites inside the wall. Great North, which I haven't watched yet, but I probably will now. American Dad, Hall of Infinite Rogers, Family Guy, 360 Time Travel and Living Room. They're going to have Archer, Wall of Legacy Heroes. The Simpsons Living Room is going to be there. Bob's Burger, the grand reopening. And Futurama has landed on Hulu because there's going to be a new season of Futurama. So they're bringing it back again for the third time. Not once, not twice, but thrice. So, and they're going to have, the Planet Express thing there. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. So tomorrow when I get there, my slot, I think, is like 10:30 is when I'm going to be there. I'm going to try to get some good footage for you guys. So y'all that cannot go to Comic-Con can at least see what it looks like. Because I think it's going to be pretty cool. Most of those shows are ones that I watch all the time. I'm a huge animated fan. So yeah, hopefully you guys will like what I have to do or what I'm going to put out there. I'm going to try and up the production value a little bit. I busted out my old DSLR. I'm going to do some vlogging and hopefully I can get some panel footage for some other stuff later on. I know that I'm also going to go to Spider-Man 2. I think that's on Friday though. Let me just make sure. There's a Spider-Man 2 panel. When I say Spider-Man 2, I'm talking about the game from Insomniac. Yes, I'm going to be at the panel, and that is on... Oh, I don't have all my stuff off yet. Give me a second here. Sorry. As a one-man show, things are a little difficult. There we go. All right. So the Spider-Man 2 stuff. Oh, shit, it closed all my stuff. All right. Let me see. When is Spider-Man 2? Well, that was terrible. Sorry for the delay here. Google is taking a while. There we go. All right. So, okay, Spider-Man 2 is also on Thursday, and that's at 2:30 to 3:30. So I'll be there. It's at Hall H. It's Marvel Spider-Man 2 Symbiotic Relationships. It's a panel that I'll be at. I look forward to that because I think the Insomniac games did a really fantastic job with the first Spider-Man game that they did. And the Spider-Man Miles Morales game, that was dope. Let me see. Warrior Fella, I'll let you know in a little bit. So you want to know if he can make another appearance. I'll let you know in a little bit. So yeah, I'll be there for that game and that panel. Looking forward to it. And then on Friday, I know I'm going to do, there's a Bad Idea, kind of like after party at a tiki bar. And so if y'all are familiar with actually most people probably are not familiar with Bad Idea. Bad Idea is a comic book company that makes sort of short comic book series that are really cool. Like some of them are like really kind of far out there. I have like a few of their comics. I don't have any like really in front of me right now. Actually, I actually might. Do I have any in front of me right now? But I do have like a few of their, well, actually more than a few of their comics. And I like most of them, but it can be hit or miss because they're all different. So, but I like the fact that they're all different. I know there's one that's like something in Wyoming. There's like a Monster Squad one. There's a couple other ones that are kind of older that I read that were pretty neat. But the hit or miss thing, it's mostly hits, not a lot of misses. But you get that when you have basically varying comics. But it's also, I mean, they call it bad idea for a reason, right? But anyway, the where I'll be at is on Friday. It's at a tiki bar. It's called at Bali High, and that's in San Diego. Pretty sure it's somewhere in downtown, hopefully, or I'll have to like Uber there. It's on 2230 Shelter Island Drive in San Diego. And so hopefully me and Kay, I'm trying to get Kay to go, but we have to have somebody to watch our kid. But I want to go and like hang out and have some drinks there. And I think that'll be cool. I've gotten a bunch of other invites for both me and Prodigy. I've gotten invites to do interviews with people, but I have decided not to do any Hollywood people interviews because SAG-AFTRA is on strike. And I know that some of them might be available, but I'm going to support them in their strike and like not do any Hollywood interviews or really any at all for right now. So what they're going through is pretty significant. And I think that even if somebody decided to grant interviews, I don't feel comfortable doing it because the rest of the people in their industry are kind of suffering right now because of this strike. And I think that sucks, and I fully support SAG-AFTRA and the writer's strike because of the way that the studios have been treating them. And one of the things I was thinking about when it came to this strike is that I know there are a lot of actors that are rich and or wealthy. A lot of them are not. A lot of them work. Some of them have to work normal jobs after they're done acting. I mean, you can look up. I think it's Kimiko. I forget her last name, but she was on Orange Is the New Black, and you can find an interview with her talking about her experience of her residuals of Orange Is the New Black. She was getting checks of literally like $27. So she was working on Orange Is the New Black. She's prominently in the show. She's not like the main actor or actress by any means, but she's still in multiple episodes. You know who the fuck she is. She's like the weird, like hippy dippy Asian chick that's in there. Yeah, she wasn't getting paid shit. And when she was doing the show, she was still working like retail jobs. And like people would notice her like on the streets, and she still had to work a normal job because she couldn't afford, rent and stuff. And that's pretty shitty. And I know that they were trying to negotiate for like a lot of things for streaming and especially protection from AI, which I can understand because a lot of these streaming platforms, the way that they pay their talent is far less than the traditional TV model, and they're very vague about like especially Netflix. They basically don't tell anybody like what the actual numbers are on viewership, and that's a problem when people are paid on how many people are viewing the show. And that's how people get paid residuals and royalty checks. And I think that's pretty fucked up. I like Netflix, but I mean, if they're going to keep going with this model of being opaque about how many folks are consuming their media and then using that as an excuse to like not pay their talent, like that's fucking wrong. And then another sticking point for the actors and the writers, for that matter, was the prevalence of AI. And maybe I talked about it on a previous episode, but basically I probably didn't. I talked about some of it, but one of the main ones is that people that are in backgrounds for these shows, they basically get paid once, which is probably the SAG-AFTRA minimum, which I think is like $900 a day, and then the studios will own their likeness forever. And they can use AI and CGI to recreate their likeness and put them in other shows. That's fucking bullshit. So I can see why somebody would be totally against that, especially given that when AI is going to get to a point, it sort of is right now with some stuff where they can replicate somebody's likeness based upon their previous works. And right now, these AI companies that are scraping all of this data off the internet and not paying anything to anybody that are the original creators is fucking wrong. Hopefully, existing copyright laws will cover that, but most likely, not most likely. Hopefully, it will. I'll leave it at that. But I will say that our federal government is relatively slow on the uptake when it comes to technology. I mean, we have relatively few laws when it comes to the internet, and we have even less laws when it comes to social media. And AI it's already here, and we don't have any real guidelines for AI yet. And I think that's a problem. So hopefully they will figure it out and figure it out soon, so we can get back to enjoying shows that we like to watch. But for right now, be prepared to see a lot of foreign a lot of foreign shows come over to America, and a lot of another rise of what do you call that kind of media, like cops and shit. Not reality TV. There you go. You're probably going to see another rise of reality TV. And yes, okay. So my friend Mike, he was talking about Bruce Willis signing an agreement for his likeness. It's fine if you agree to signing your likeness and getting paid for it, then yeah, that's totally fine. But if you're not signing up for that kind of shit, and especially if you're not getting paid, then no. And I can understand, especially with Bruce Willis, because he's having cognitive issues and he can't really speak a lot right now. So for him to be replicated, and there's been other folks too that have done that. People that come to mind is the actress in Star Wars, Princess Leia. I forget the actress's name, but I'm pretty sure she signed over her likeness to Lucasfilm, and hopefully her estate got paid for her likeness being still in Star Wars. So yeah, there's a lot. People need to consent to these things, and they need to get paid because that's their likeness. But it's also kind of a scary thing. Is like eventually AI will just be able to make up shit that maybe is going to be entertaining to us someday. And I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. But yeah, I will just keep it going. What else is going on during SDCC? I kind of went on a tangent there, but it still was SDCC related. One thing I was looking forward to, actually, there was supposed to be, which I didn't know until like the last minute, but there was supposed to be an Adult Swim presence at SDCC, and Brendan Small was going to be there. Brendan Smalls is the guy who made Death Clock, which, if y'all watch this podcast enough, you know that I fucking love Death Clock. I'm actually going to go see them. I'm sorry, the show is called Metalocalypse, and it's on Adult Swim. They're going to have another Doomstar movie coming out, but Adult Swim is canceling all of their talent for any sort of press events and any public showings to promote anything. So he will not be there. But I was really worried because I'm supposed to see Death Clock and Baby Metal with my daughter NK in October. But for right now, it seems like it's still on. But it's kind of in a gray area because technically Death Clock is promoting Metalocalypse. So hopefully they don't cancel, or hopefully they resolve these disputes before October. I really hope that, because that would really suck. I guess at the end of the day, I still get to see Baby Metal, which is what my daughter is going for anyway. I'm going for both. So, and it's funny because I think it was like almost 10 years ago. Was it 10 years ago? Probably like 9-10 years ago. For San Diego Comic-Con, I got free tickets to see Death Clock for Comic-Con, and I remember I got the email on like a Wednesday, and the concert was on a Friday, so I just took my motorcycle and just rode down and went to go see them. It was on the USS Midway in San Diego, so it was like literally on a ship on a naval vessel, in San Diego, and it was a fucking dope ass concert. It was great. It was the first time I ever saw him live, and it was a lot of fun. So hopefully I get to see him again. let's see. There's been a bunch of other stuff that has been going on with SCCC. What's kind of weird, but it's cool, is that you get as part of like the press, you get like a deluge of emails of all this information about San Diego Comic Con, like starting about a week and a half or 2 weeks before the event happens, and it's so cool to like see all this stuff happen. I'm not gonna make it to like most of it, but it's really cool to get invited to like all this stuff. I know that like the last expedition is another one that's they've been hitting us up a lot. Actually, maybe I can make this. It's a game that's coming out, but there's like not a lot of information about it. It's a PvPvE FPS game. But they've emailed me like 3 times, and maybe I'll go. I mean, because I don't know what it's about. I know it's running on Web3, which I don't know how that's going to work. I'll be interested to see like how it's going to work and like how the game's going to do. So I think maybe that would be kind of cool. There's been, what else has been going on? No, I know Peacock's gonna have a good presence there. Marvel's has some stuff there, which was gonna be pretty cool. I'm actually surprised that Marvel came back in because the weeks following Comic-Con, like even a month before, I think they said that Marvel was not going to be at San Diego Comic-Con, and a bunch of other people pulled out too. And I was kind of concerned because it's like, give me a second, I got a drink, and nobody else can talk, so. I was concerned that maybe, this is going to be the end of Comic-Con, but there still is plenty of stuff to do out there. And I'm looking forward to seeing like all the stuff that is like kind of outside of Comic-Con as well. So if you're in the area in SoCal and you didn't get tickets to Comic-Con, come down to the area anyway. Drive down as close as you can to the area and just like walk around. They're going to close down a bunch of streets. You're going to see a bunch of cool shit that you can do. I remember one time when me and Old Ninja were out and about, we were having lunch somewhere, and then randomly Orlando Jones was like leading a parade like down the street, and then he stopped like right in front of where we were, and he did like a trivia thing for like a bunch of nerds. I thought that was like super cool. So you can still enjoy Comic-Con without having a pass. So don't let not having a pass like get you down. There's still plenty of shit to do. There's still plenty of after parties. There's still plenty of like events, and like there's things all around the area that you can have fun and do. I'm pretty sure we just Google like things to do at Comic-Con without a pass, and you're gonna get a good list of events to do, because downtown San Diego is not huge, but it's big enough to hold like a lot of events. There's like a bunch of hotels there that hold a bunch of events. There's a shitload of restaurants, so there's plenty of stuff to do. And if you happen to see me or Prodigy out there, like let us know that you watch the podcast, and we're always happy to see. Like literally makes my fucking day every single time. So yeah. So definitely come out. And if you see me at like a bar or something, I'll probably buy you a drink. I mean, buy me a drink. Maybe if I look sober, please buy me a drink. I'm drinking again, by the way, y'all. I'm off of keto, so. Actually, you know what? I think I am going to call this one as kind of short. Actually, let me go over the list of stuff that we were supposed to talk about, because we do have like an ongoing list of what we wanted to talk about. If there's anything on here, I think we talked about Threads already, so. Yeah, we're on Threads. I'm trying to use it a little bit more now. I don't like Twitter anymore, to be honest with you. But there's more engagement on Twitter at this point than there is on Threads. So if you're on Threads, follow the channel, and I'm putting out stuff there as well. So please do so. I really don't like using Twitter anymore. But also at the same time, caveats. Talked about it last time, but Threads is missing a lot of shit. Like hashtags and searching, and like there's a lot of shit it's missing. All right, so I can understand if you don't want to go yet, because it's still kind of like, I don't want to say half done, but it's pretty close to half done. Like it's missing a lot of like what I would consider key features. But it's still, I think it's cool to support another platform, even though it's basically you're supporting Meta instead of Twitter, and Meta's bigger anyway. But also fuck Elon Musk. So there you go. yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today. I'm gonna rest up for Comic Con tomorrow because it's probably gonna be a very long day for me. And then I know on Friday morning I got to get up early. Hopefully tomorrow I can get up early and get a workout in because I work out every day, or at least try to. I usually do. So hopefully I can work out in the morning before I go to Comic Con and feel better. I look forward to seeing VZA and Lando and Mike. All you guys, I know we're gonna meet up tomorrow, and we're gonna have I think dinner somewhere. We haven't hammered out the details yet, but we'll hang out and have dinner tomorrow. I look forward to that because I haven't seen a Victor in a while, or Mike in a while either. I saw Lando when he got promoted to purple belt. So yeah, that's all I got for this podcast. Sorry that it's short, but we will come back at it hard next week. We're going to talk a lot about Comic-Con next week, and hopefully I'll drop a bunch of more content in the coming days. It might take me a little while to come up with the content because I'll be at Comic-Con. I'm not going to go to Comic-Con, come right back, and then just sit on my computer and fucking edit videos. So I got a family. So, but sometime next week at the latest, I will start dropping, content for Comic-Con. And I think that'll be cool. Oh, Papa Bear's on. Hey, Papa Bear. I'm sorry that you just got here, and I'm going to go. So, if you were on earlier, I might have... Well... Let me see. Give me a second, man. Actually, no. We have a bunch of, dead air. Actually, yeah. No, I'm going to end it. Because, yeah, I'm just going to end it. So, sorry. I'm hemming and hawing. But I got shit to do. I also got to set up more I got to charge batteries and shit and get my DSLR packed up and do all kinds of other shit. And then also edit this video, which won't take very long because this is not a very long video. So there you go. Once again, sorry that it's short, but oh, yeah, okay, that's fine. What's really weird that I want to talk about with Papa Bear is that the goddamn Marine Corps is missing a commandant. That is so crazy to me. I don't know if this is appropriate for this audience, but it's kind of a crazy political thing. But literally one guy in Congress is stopping the head guy in the Marine Corps from existing. It's fucking and a bunch of other military promotions. It's insane. But I guess it'll be another time. Because like I said, I don't know if this is that conversation is for this audience, but it's very interesting and fucked up. So yeah, with that, for real, I gotta go. Thank you all for watching, and we'll be back next week, and you will get more content other than this before next week's podcast. I sort of promise. Don't hold me to that. All right. Thanks, y'all. Peace.